Good morning, good evening, and good night. How was your day? Mine was great. By the time this video come out, it's either Christmas or after Christmas, so Merry Christmas to all of you. I hope you had the presents you wanted or could spend some time with your close one or sometimes doing what you like. Like promised, in this video you will see the long-awaited Mel Jay's child. Now calm down, I know that you all are happy. They won't be the only ones in this video because I asked for more shifts and got some pretty interesting proposition. I put my love into these children, so I hope you will like them as much as I do. Before we start, I need to set the record straight. I am a safe place for ships. I have this thing for originality and won't judge anyone for their ships as long as it is legal. So that is why I will ask you to be as open-minded as I am. If you think you are the type of person that gets mad when they see a ships that don't make sense, or they see ships that they don't like for diverse reasons, please do not watch my video and don't bother commenting on it. Thank you. Today's guests are wild. We have Ambessa and Maddie and Caitlin, controversial, yes. Mel and Sevika, really original. And last, finally, Mel and Jace. As a bonus, there is the daughter of Lux and Jigs, and bonus because Lux isn't admitted yet, and also because this proposition came late. As you really liked my stories, I'm going to take advantage of this video to tell you the story of Mel and Lest's daughter, but with much more details than the others because this is the only story of this video. Yes. So sit down in your bed, relax, take some food with you, and yes, relax. To understand how Mel and Les got to have a kid together, we have to go back to when the only Medardar left in this world went back to Noxus to take over her mother. There, Mel used what she has learned during her years in Piltover and during the events of Season 2. She needed to be strong to fill the huge gap her mother's passing has left, so she can be respected and have the trust of her people. But because of that, Mel didn't add the closure she desperately needed after everything, but had to live past the grief and the shock of the sudden revelation about her true nature as a mage. This suppression of emotion built up into an undescribable pool of anger and bad sentiment, making her lose her temper every time she was alone. Fortunately, she was born under a lucky star because she met someone who was different from the person she has met before in Piltover or Noxus. It was a frail man with gold skin and blonde hair. He wasn't as strong and imposing as Jace, nor scanty like Victor. He was always standing in the shadows of the walls or the trees to escape the heat from the sun, with some books talking about art and techniques in hand. At first, Mel simply passed past him, as he was only there to make a painting commissioned by some rich people as a gift to the new head of the Medardar clan. But His way of always wearing a smile even when he was alone, the calm reflected in his brown eyes, and most importantly, the love that he put in each of his strokes. All of that made that, as the days passed, Mel started to observe him. 1 minute, then 2, then 30, until she stopped completely and stand by the painter's side when he was walking or when he was just studying hard in his book. There was at first no conversations, just the calm sound of breathing, the peaceful sound of the brush against the canvas, and the high-pitched sound of pages being turned. In this silence, Mel was able to think. She was able to process the emotion that she kept inside, process the building fear of failing where her mother succeeded, or worse, the fear of becoming a heartless and misunderstood version of Anbisa. The day came when the large canvas was completely filled. It was a beautiful painting of a bright future, something reflecting life and joy, describing a bright future for the nation of Noxus and the Medalda clan. And that was also the day where, out of nowhere, the man started to speak. "Do you like it?" he asked, in a way suggesting that all the time spent next to each other in silence made them friends. "It is not the type of painting that suits my taste, but I find it rather charming," she answered, smiling. He then just shrugged his shoulders. "You can always give it to someone else. It belongs to you, so you can use it as you wish." "I am Kamil," he said, with the same smile he gave to everything around him. Kamil was calm and never had bad intention. He was the kind of person that think everything and everyone was worthy of his kindness and love. And it was that attitude that put Mel's heart at ease. She was comforted and understood by his side. Together they were like two lonely stars traveling across space and keeping each other's warm. There was soon love, then a wedding, and last a little girl who inherited the beauty and ingenuity of her mother, and also the gentleness and empathy of her father. She was named Merit as a reminder of the love of her parents. She grew up under the watchful eyes of Mel, who for once felt the wind turning in her favor. Mel didn't need much because she had a powerful army that trusted her, a loving husband, and a beautiful little girl who made her proud. But things took a bad turn because with power comes desolation. The little girl had no time to celebrate a second birthday before she was killed during an attack aimed at overthrowing the power of the Medalda clan in order to make them disappear for good. While she was on her way to lead a battle, Mel learned of the death of her daughter and that of Kamil, who had offered his life to protect Merit. Many others perished in this attack, but the disappearance of those dear to her heart was the most devastating. Mel then locked herself in suffering, no longer having the laughter of her daughter to give her hope, or the soft voice of her husband to comfort her and allow her to move forward. She needed descendants to ensure a lineage. If she waited too long, she would no longer be able to give life without risking her own. So once again, she killed her pain and found a valiant man with whom she had 2 sons that she raised to bring glory to the Medaldas. She led a fight to bring her name to the top of the Noxians' powers, but above all, she sank into pain and depression. Mel needed to find herself. She needed to find that feeling of familiarity again, and that's why she had secretly returned to Piltover, the country that had seen her rise and become the woman she was. But there the only person left who was close to her was Lest. That night, when she saw her, she first exchanged some banality, then let herself be carried away by the desire to be close to another living being. Maybe by doing this she could remember Kamil's touch. Maybe the pleasure would make her forget the pain. Maybe it was better than poisoning herself with alcohol. The only important thing to remember is that from this deception, from this affair, from this night, a little girl was conceived. Mel hid this pregnancy and left Noxus when the due date approached. She wanted to abandon this child, leave the baby for dead somewhere. In addition to being a bastard, this baby was a risk for the cessation of her sons. This baby would be the source of problems. But when she gave birth to her and laid her eyes on the little girl, she saw Meret again. Mel heard the cries of a deceased daughter again, her little fingers tenderly intertwining hers. She saw again this life where she was happy, these days spent just the three of them on the Noxian beaches. She did not want one of her daughters to lose her life again, so she returned to Piltover and left the little girl under Lest's guardianship. So that there will be no attachment, she did not name her and left without looking back. Lest was not ready to raise a baby. The improvement of life in Zone made it less difficult, but everything was not perfect. Lest had never considered children and did not feel a maternal fiber either. Despite all this, she wanted to take care of the little one as one would for a child in need of an adult. She named her Juno and raised her without telling her about Mel as she wished. From Juno's perspective, her parents are potentially dead or from a faraway country. Lest have told her that she found her when she was newly born by the water's edge. Juno has grown up to become a lively young woman. Age 18, she works alongside Les, whom she considers a big sister, in a newly opened bookstore in Zone. Juno is not aware of the powers she inherited from Mel and does not seek to know the truth about her parents. She felt fulfilled in her life in Zone with Les. Everything is going well in her life, except perhaps the existence of a person who drives her crazy. In addition to being very beautiful and adored by all, Hyacinthe Kiraman had shown up in the bookstore where she works. Because of this, her crush fell in love with Hyacinthe. Juno hates. She despises that Kiraman's girl, who does not even know her. And Juno wants to do everything to surpass her and take Hyacinthe's place as the idol of Piltover. Now, that was quite long. I hope it wasn't too much for you. I totally miscalculated the length of the story and couldn't say what I wanted to say about the children I was showing, so let's do it now. For the Maddie Bessa couple, the girls are called Malia and Nova. I was really inspired by this couple, so that's why I started with them. In the propositions I had there was a lot of mixed ways, and this is literally my favorite thing to do, as the possibility are so much more endless. I tried to make each time different type of mixing so it can be diverse, but I don't know if it really showed or no. For Maddie and Caitlin, the children are called Henry and Amber. The male Vika kid is called Leona, which is supposed to mean lioness because she looks like a lion to me. And last, the kids of Mel and Jace are called Yara for the girl and Niles for the boy. It was really fun to do, and I am always happy to draw the children you propose. I want to make something special for the stories I have created, and to start I want your advice because I am a little indecisive. I want you guys to tell me in the comments which story you want, which story from the couples of the last video you want to discover first. If you haven't seen the video I'm talking about, I would like to know which of the children's of Kedvi, Time Bomb, Melest or Javik you want to see first. This will allow me to decide as quickly as possible and also start with something you really want to see. If I get only one answer, I will just do what the one person told me, and if I get none, I will choose myself or ask my sister. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you see this at night, have a good night, and if you see this in the morning, have a good day, and I will see you all next time. Also, I just realized that whenever I wrote some things as fan fiction about a show, I always want to know everything about the show in terms of story, so what I create is really close from the reality of the show, and the League of Legends lore seems massive, and for the past couple of days I will have for the days coming I will have to just eat some League of Legends lore, and this is fun, yes, but it is a little sad also. I'm grateful it is the holidays so I can do it, but that's really a lot to do.